Hey guys, you're in a nutshell with me, Ina. Ito na, meron na pong ilang kasing mga nagpe-PM sa akin, the past few days. Pasensya na kayo, ngayon lang natin nagawa itong episode na ito. We will talk about, ito na nga, medyo nakakalungkot para sa mga kababayan natin na alam ko, marami ang umaasa dito sa 2026. Okay, inanunsyo po ng IRCC a few days ago that the 2026 caregiver program, yung bagong intake, okay, nakaschedule po yan sana sa March 31, 2026. It will not reopen. It's not going to happen. Okay, mamaya pag-uusapan natin, pupuntahan natin yung official announcement ng IRCC, yung press release. And in this episode, we will present possible options para sa mga yung nagpaplano for 2026. Ano na ngayon ang pwede nilang gawin? Kasama natin, of course, si Miss G. Geraldine Valyarail. Ayan. Ngayon lang ako nagkamali, Miss G.
Yes.
Valyarail. Ng GHV Immigration based in Edmonton. Okay, marami po siya mga kliyente na apektado dito sa announcement na ito. Ang contact information po ni Miss G, if you wanna get in touch with her, ayan po sa baba. Gagapang po dyan throughout the episode. Miss G, so yeah, you have several clients affected by this. I'm sure many of them na problema na ngayon, tinawagan ka na rin. At tinawagan mo na rin, I'm sure yung iba to inform them. So, did you expect this announcement?
No, it was actually, I was expecting na mag-open siya earlier than March,
Oo.
2026. So kaya yung mga aplikante namin talagang minamadali namin to complete yung mga documents na dapat nilang isubmit. So it was a very sad news for many. Of course, halos from April itself, pinaprepare na natin yung mga aplikante natin for the March 2026 submission. But as I always tell my clients, this news can be a redirection. I always believe there is reason for everything.
Oo.
And knowing na talagang pabago-bago ang Canadian immigration, we really have to adapt to ever-changing nature ng IRCC. So maybe what I can say, will be in contact with all of our clients in the coming days. Yung iba nakausap na natin briefly, but of course, it is fair for everyone to hear directly from me. You will receive an email from GHV staff, but definitely I will have a one-on-one word with you. And yeah, there will be a fallback option dun sa mga aplikante natin for sure.
Okay. Puntahan muna natin guys, bago natin tanongin si Miss G. So anong pwedeng gawin lalo na yun para sa mga applicants na yun lang ang inaasahan na PR pathway because yun talaga ang trabaho nila, di ba? Okay, sige, puntahan muna natin itong announcement, yung press release rather ng IRCC December 19, 2025. Okay, sabi dito, as part of their immigration levels plan, they're making the immigration system more responsive to the needs of the country. Okay, tapos dito, many home care workers who provide essential support to seniors, children, and people with disabilities have already applied for PR through the pilot programs, yung mga noon. At ito na nga ang dahilan sa kanilang sasara muna nitong sa 2026 due to ongoing high demand. Interest in the home care worker immigration pilots continues to exceed the spaces available, leading to longer wait times. In order to prioritize processing of existing applications, IRCC will pause intake until further notice. This means that the pilot's intake will not reopen in March 2026. At least ang nakasabi pala dito, Miss G, it's paused. So it's not permanently closed. Hintay-hintay lang muna. Tama ba yung pagkaintindi ko dyan, Miss G?
Yeah, that's true, Miss Ina. And it sounds like they just want to first complete or medyo pausadin yung mga applications, no, for PR bago sila
Mhm.
tumanggap ng panibagong, batch ng applications. So that can open anytime. That
Mhm.
interpretation of that instructions. So still hopes are there. Pero hindi dapat mag-settle sa home care worker lang ang ating mga aplikante because they have very limited time sa Canada. Many of my clients are with permits expiring ng end of 2026 or 2027. So we are creating fallback options para sa kanila. Like for
Okay.
example, we do have a lot of like clients from Ontario, no,
Mhm.
and many of them are either a PSW, personal support worker, or healthcare aide, and they're falling under the Tier 3 NOC 33102. So if you
Mhm.
remember, Miss Ina, yung mga may work experience under 33102, they can apply, that can be a qualified work experience para dun sa home support worker.
Okay.
So, pwede natin silang i-redirect sa express entry because it's a tier 3. No, and then of course, applying through the PNP is possible. Yeah,
Oh,
those are the options they have. Medyo ang pinag-iisipan ko lang talaga ngayon, how we're gonna, put the application of yung mga nasa childcare because there are very limited option for them.
oo.
Pero dun sa 44101, they have options, PNP
So
option.
what's that no code, Miss Gina, sabi mo pwede sa express entry, PNPs, anong pwede? What tier ko?
3
What
33102. No, yan
331?
yung nurse aides, orderlies, patient associate services, or PSW. Many of
Okay.
their job descriptions are falling under 33102. So,
Okay. Paano na nga 'to, sabi mo Miss G 'no, yung mga, caregivers naman na under the childcare, sabi mo medyo mahirap ang ibang, pathways for them. Ano ang initial analysis mo nung inaaral mo ang potential alternative options for them, lalo na as you mentioned those whose permits are going to expire, within the next year or so?
yeah, I still don't see any. Some
Mm.
provinces there are options, but um, because mainly of my clients are from either BC or Ontario, no, so the
Mhm.
childcare option is really, very very slim. Yeah, worse comes to worse, then they have to go for the LMIA work permit option now,
Oo.
and we'll be there to guide them on how to navigate that. If we need to speak to the employer, making them understand how to apply for LMIA and everything about it, will be ready for that.
Yan, okay. So, extend na lang muna 'no, while waiting kung kailan mali-lift itong, kumbaga temporary pause sa pagtanggap ng, bagong applications for PR. But
Yeah.
Miss G, what are the, ano ba ang, realistic chances for no code 33102 dito sa mga PNP? Marami ka na bang mga kliyente rin na PR, applying under express entry?
For example, dun sa 3310, okay, for the OINP, for
Hmm,
example, under the
okay.
PNP, if you remember, we had an episode and I told you na marami tayong mga kliyente for the home care worker na I mean, we need to pull out kasi naka-receive sila ng invitation from OINP.
Okay, oh, di good, alright.
Yeah. So that 44101 can be redirected to Ontario in-demand skills stream. And
Okay.
also there the points or the score is hindi ganun kataas ang expectation. No?
Okay.
So we'll take a look at that dun sa lahat ng mga kliyente natin. Yeah, for the
Oh,
Ontario in-demand skills stream. And yung
mhm.
sinasabi ko na definitely if their work experience is purely under 44101 or home support worker, then we cannot apply under the express entry because tier
Oh.
4 yun.
Oh, okay, okay.
Oo, hindi pwede yan. Pero marami tayong mga aplikante na currently working under 33102 Again, remember, pwedeng ma-qualify ang experience under 33102 para dun sa home support worker stream ng home care worker. So, iyon, pwedeng ipasok yun under the express entry. And
Yeah.
it's always there. Lagi siyang nabubunot, nadodraw
Alright.
para dun sa category based under the healthcare.
Okay. So I am looking at two things dito sa sinasabi mo, no. Talagang kailangan nilang yung type of caregiving that they do and where they are, I
Yeah.
guess. Kailangan ninyong alamin, no, kung yung PNP siguro in your province prioritizes or considered in demand yung trabaho ninyo na caregiver. Halimbawa nga sa OINP na meron namang nadodraw under OINP. Okay. Siguro guys, no, it won't hurt to consult, lalo na if you just have a few, may konti kayong budget to spare. Lalo na nga kasi kung medyo mawawalan na kayo ng status within the next year or so, kahit 2 years yan, mabilis lang po lilipas kasi yan.
Mm-mm.
Oo. Ay nako, Miss G, if the intake reopens, do you see the allocations also possibly being slashed?
I cannot comment this time, no, but yeah, again, my heart is saying it could be the same allocation, no.
Mm.
But what's important to me now is for the program to reopen, because there are lots of people who are really hopeful, no, para dun sa na makapag-apply through that program.
Oo. Ay ano na ba, Miss G, yung status nung mga nag-apply nitong 2025? The last time we spoke, I think not all of your clients received the AOR or ano na nga ba yung next step nun? Meron na rin yatang napunta dun sa next step. Pero yung iba, wala pang balita talaga, no? I guess yun nga yung sinasabi ng IRCC na issue ngayon sa backlog at ang dami nga kasi nag-apply. Anong latest na ba?
So until this time, wala pa ring usad yung ibang mga clients natin. No, we only had like 2 clients na naka-receive ng AOR. And of course, that can potentially make them eligible to apply for the Bridging Open Work Permit. So, which is positive news for them. So, yun namang mga aplikante natin is still, of course, I always say it's very important to stay in touch with your consultant. No, update niyo sila kung anong nangyayari sa inyo, sa status nyo. Kahit pa nagbago lang kayo ng address, you have to inform your consultant because your consultant has to update ang IRCC about your address, or kung nabago ang marital status nyo, let your consultant know also about that. So meron akong mga kliyente na na-expire na yung kanilang work permit. No, then they let me or they ask their employer to talk to me, and we also process the LMIA for them and apply for the work permit. So meron tayong mga aplikanteng ganon. Mababait na aplikante. Yes.
Yung sinasabing TR to PR program, guys, wala pang detalye dyan ha. In-announce lang ng IRCC that they will be launching another such PR pathway. TR to PR, 33,000, if I remember correctly, ang tatanggapin nila dyan. Do you think posible din na maging pathway yon for caregivers?
Possible, no? Pero if you remember, naka-mention dun sa instruction or dun sa news, they will also consider the location, rural areas.
Oh, okay.
Okay, the term is skilled. If you say skilled, then the 44101, 44100, those are under tier 4. So it means they are not considered as skilled.
Low skilled,
right?
yung tier 4.
Yes, low skilled, and sabi nga, in rural areas. So,
okay.
Yeah.
In short, hindi tayo sure. Okay?
That's right.
Let's not keep our hopes up. Pero kung mangyari, edi thank you, Jesus.
Yes,
diba? Oo nga. Tama ang sabi pala, high skilled, ano? Ay, nako. Nakakalungkot dahil, ako, I've always thought that yung caregivers will always be a priority. Although, guys, hindi naman sinasabi nung IRCC na hindi ito priority, no? May sinasabi lang sila talaga na siguro sobrang dami nga ng volume of applications kaya hindi mo natatanggap ng bago. Nakakita ako ng comment on social media, Miss Gina, bakit naman daw ano 'no, mga caregivers pa yung, affected sa bagong announcement na ito. Samantalang yung mga refugees daw may nakita ako, ba't yung mga refugees tuloy-tuloy, daang libo pa yata yung plano nilang clearly announced na tatanggapin nila for PR this year, bakit gano'n daw?
Oo.
Meron ka bang comment do'n o it's too political, for you?
Yeah, I found it too political. Yeah, that's the right term for that, Miss Ina. Pero ang Canada kasi they are known to be very maawain talaga, no, sa mga refugees or those people who are coming from war-torn countries. So I cannot contest on that. Pero ang dami kong nakakausap ng mga Canadians, they're voicing out their concern. Bakit nga daw napakaraming tinatanggap ng mga refugees and using our hard-earned taxes para doon. Pero yun nga, it's too political to comment on that.
Oo, hindi ko sinasabi guys na wag dapat bigyan yung refugees, Sana lang yung mga tunay din kasi may nangangailangan din naman talaga ng mga refugees. It's just that we do know, if we read reports, no, napaka-rampant ng fraud under the refugee program. Kaya
Yeah.
sana din yung pagbibigyan nila na yung ipa-prioritize nila na bigyan ng PR ng mga refugees are those who truly are genuine, okay, applicants, hindi yung mga pinipeki lang yung kanilang sitwasyon.
So probably isang i-add ko lang doon, Miss Ina, no, sa mga refugees, I do believe yung mga nakakapasok na refugees, yan yung mga may kaya, no, sa countries nila. Believe me, if you learn how the refugee application works, the eligibility and everything, most of them, no, 90% of them, they are those well-to-do back in their home country. They need to have money, they need to have funds, no, or backup para makapasok as a refugee.
Oh, okay. That's interesting. Yung parang kumbaga ideally, if they meet all the eligibility requirements, Miss G, yung sinasabi mo, dapat sila medyo may kaya para makapasa sa programa.
There are different types of refugee applications kasi, no, and I focused on one application and then, like my mind was saying like, pag pala walang pera yung refugee or hindi mayaman, no, back in their country, they can't afford to enter as a refugee or ma-accept as a refugee.
I see. Okay. O sige, huwag na natin na-extend yung discussion sa refugee. But I hope this episode is enough to at least, appease the concerns of yung mga taong affected dito sa announcement na hindi magre-reopen sa 2026 ang caregiver program. Oo guys, no, aralin nyo ng mabuti. There are still options for you. Yeah, yun lang naman. Miss G, thank you so much. If you want to get in touch with Miss G, her email again, nandyan po sa baba na gumagapang. Maraming salamat. We will end this episode here. Thanks, Miss G. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.
Okay, bye-bye.